Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video guys, and today's episode guys, I'm going to be teaching you guys how to play WAMAI in Rainbow Six Siege. If you didn't know, there's a mid-season patch and WAMAI is probably one of the strongest defenders now in Rainbow Six Siege. And I know a lot of people don't know how to play WAMAI exactly or haven't even played him in a very long time, so in this episode guys, I'm going to teach you guys how to play as WAMAI or even get better as WAMAI. So, in front of you guys right now, there's a little chart, and this is pretty much the win delta per operator versus the presence of the operator. This is in ranked PC lobbies, all lobbies, and as you see above, it says platinum and above, so doesn't include me. But anyway, as you can see WAMAI there on the left hand side of the screen where he's very underpicked and also too weak. What that means pretty much is this, right? Basically, win delta percentage, he's on a -1%, which means he doesn't win much rounds or doesn't win much games. And in the presence on the bottom, even below 10%, so maybe say 5%, he is not being picked at all. So Ubisoft decided to buff WAMAI in certain ways, and also different operators like Sophia and Jaeger and even Legion and Melusi. So some people missed out on the upgrades, for example like Goyo, Denari, Tachanka, Mozzie. Not everyone got upgraded in that sense. Now, if you're wondering what WAMAI actually got for upgrade or what it is, I'll show you guys now on the screen. Now on this screen it shows what WAMAI has got for upgrade from. I'm going to skip the first two paragraphs above because I don't really be interested in that. If you want to read that, then please go ahead and read it. Now we're going to start first of all with a magnet net system. If you don't know what a magnet system is, it's basically like Jaeger's ability, but instead of it burning the ADS and destroying the thing straight away, it pulls the gadget into his disc and it destroys. So for example, if it's a grenade, it will blow up. If it's a smoke, the smoke will still activate, but it won't go to the actual destination. Now, what has happened to the magnet system? If you can see right now, there's 3 bullet points. Number 1 is the charge update frequency is 20 seconds, almost 40 seconds. So basically, it's way quicker now to receive the magnets. So instead of being 40 seconds, now it's 20 seconds, which is absolutely ridiculous if you think about it. So by the time the prep phase ends, you've already about 3 or 4 mags in your pocket already, which is great. I like that change. I don't think it's too bad. I like it a lot. Now, the total maximum charges is now 7. So basically, it's now 7 discs instead of 6 discs, which again is another nice buff. And the reduced activation time to 0.5 was 1.5. So basically, it activates quicker now. So the grenade will blow up quicker, and the smoke will blow up quicker, etc. So yeah, that's what it means pretty much. Now, there's a change to WAMAI's loadout also. The WAMAI has now a deployable shield, which is very good. And also, he has now a C4 instead of impact grenades. Now, if you think about the deployable shield, it's going to be one of the most broken and the best thing for defenders. Whenever you're defending a site, it's going to be so broken and so hard to get past WAMAI or smoke. But attacking, it's going to be absolutely annoying trying to get past them. But apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the changes WAMAI had. I don't think it's too broken, but I also think it might be an issue in the future. But we're going to see how it plays out for the next couple of weeks. We'll see. I'm interested. I'm loving playing WAMAI, if I'm being honest. I played him today and I'm really having fun playing WAMAI again. So we'll see how it goes anyway. But now let's get into this video, shall we guys? And let's get it started. So there's 2 ways you can play as WAMAI in this game. Number 1 is being anchor and playing with your deployable shield and with your discs. And the second way to play as WAMAI is playing as a roaming character, both with super shotty and also with your C4. And we're going to get in detail into the custom games and show you guys what I exactly mean by the 2 terms. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the game right now guys. As you know, WAMAI is probably at the moment one of the strongest defenders in the game at the moment, and I just want to show you guys what I run on WAMAI just because if you guys want to copy me, but it's pretty much basic stuff. For example, I run the MP5K. Sometimes I will run the AUG, but I just prefer MP5K if I'm being honest. So I just run Hollow A flash hider. I don't really like running any of the laser sights if I'm being honest. I don't think there's much of a difference in terms of ADS time, personally speaking for me. And I always run myself. I always run super shotty. And I also run the deployable shield always, but I also do take the C4 if I am roaming or not going to be in sight. So yeah, I barely run with proximity liners because I feel like that's probably the most weakest thing you have in this kit if I'm being honest. But yeah, But what I'm going to show you guys in concert some of the plays you can do as WAMAI if you're holding down a site. And I'm going to tell you how you can play as WAMAI and how to roam as WAMAI and how to even anticipate what to do as WAMAI. So let's get into it. So for the first site, there's 2 ways you can play WAMAI on this site. I'm going to go constant and meeting. I want to pick WAMAI straight away. So for this one, you're going to take the Probo Shield, of course. And for the second one, you might want to take C4, or you want to stick with the Probo Shield. It's up to yourself. I'll show you 2 ways you can do that. So right now we have only 1 disc. Let's wait 45 seconds and see how many discs we will have left. So the first play you can do as WAMAI is play in this corner here, and you can. Basically, all you're doing here is placing down your shield and you're watching the long hallway. And the reason why it's such a strong position because your back is covered. So I always like to put a sorry, not castle barricade. It's just a standard barricade. But if you could have a castle on your team, I would suggest put a castle barricade on this. And also, if one of your teammates have a proximity line, place it on the window here, and I would say also place it here as well, just to have you have some reaction time if you hear the proximity alarm. So by the end of the prep phase, and then plus the 15 seconds it'll take to get into the site, you have about 4 discs left. So literally all you're doing is placing down your discs. Make sure to spread them about, because then if you have them close together and they throw a grenade, it will destroy your discs. And if you don't know what the discs do, guys, discs literally, if you place discs down on this hallway, and someone wants to throw a grenade or a flashbang down the hallway, it will suck it up into this disc and it will explode automatically after. So yeah. So that's one way you can play the hallway. So like I said, I would suggest to have a castle with proximity alarms and place a proximity line behind you. It's just extra cover. But if not, I always barricade it just in case. But at the same time, you have your ears to your headphones to help you, help you with flanks. Sorry, I thought it was too long to say. Now the second site you can do is literally on the yellow stairs. I like to place this deployable shield here. And what I also do is I make head holes right here and reinforce this as well. The reason I do it is because you can always switch about and move about in terms of places. So for example, I always play close at first, just try and get some picks early on here on this window. Be careful of this. Do not swing unless you know nobody is up there, because then you die and you get shots. Basically, if nobody up there, you can have free control here in this area here. So yeah, and I also, for example, I would place a disc right here, just before grenades from the skylight. I place one right about here as well, just underneath there. If I can get it, there we go. They might be able to shoot it down, but I haven't actually tested this, so that blocks the yellow stairs. And also, I throw one here. I will throw one also over here on the top. Because then you're playing the double shield, you have the double shield advantage, you can swing and peek, and then you can also rotate out and go to here, and you can play also on this head holes here. So this basically you try and play mind games with your opponents at the same time. I wouldn't, if I were you guys, I wouldn't place the double shield right here or right here, just because I feel like you don't get much, you won't get much from it, if that makes sense. I don't know, that's my opinion. You can always try if you want, but I always would like to place my shield right here or over there. That's the case anyway. I know some people like to place the shields, for example, here, but I just feel like, again, you're wasting your ability because, for example, you're just watching one doorway, instead you can watch all 3 doorways/stairs, or 2 doors/stairs. So yeah, that's the 2 places I will take, guys, for this. And then yeah, that's pretty much it for the top site. And I'll show you guys about roaming upstairs as well. So yeah. Let's get into it. So guys, for now, for roaming upstairs, guys, I'm going to show you one way. It's up to yourself. You can take C4 or proximity alarms, but I'm going to take the proximity alarms this time, just because I'm going to show you guys maybe the more technical side, intelligent side of it. So basically, when you want to play it on the roaming side, you're playing off-site roaming. I wouldn't go too far into roaming as WAMAI, just because you have the ability like Vigil or Cav or stuff like that. There, up to yourself. I don't know. I will play around admin if I'm being honest. I would make personally myself, I will make a head holes here. I will reinforce this. Make head holes here. Because you have a nice little angle to the window, but they can't really shoot from window as well at the same time. I would shoot these out. as well. There we go. I'll make something like that there, but at the same time, what you can do also is you can also just you can reinforce this if you want. Do that, and then you can also make a rotate over here as well. So then you can rotate into here. There we go. There we go. Basically, as roamer or as an anchor, your job is literally simple. It's just for you to waste time. So, for example, if you're playing over here, you can also play. You can play behind this box. You can swing around. You can swing here. Like, I don't expect 3 people to be all in those windows. I expect at least 1 to be here or 1 to be there. If you think percentage-wise, most of the people will go on this window, so I'll play like here. But don't get caught out of this window for any drones or stuff like that there. And now, if they're really putting a lot of pressure onto you, can always just drop back over here. Or you can always play this angle here, or you can just quickly run and then you can play this angle over here with 2 windows. I can also rotate over here, and you can also play here, and you can have more angles over here and angles over there to swing this. Like I said, you can't really do anything here because these are metal boxes, so you can't really do anything about them, but basically that's it. Now, for example, you place your disc on the windows. Like I said, make sure there's space in the mouse so you don't get destroyed. And your proximity lamps, I'll put one on the window definitely here. Put it like right there. And for this window, I won't put any on these windows. I will literally put one here. Because for a fact, if you're playing this side over here, playing this side, and you hear proximity lamp over here, you'll know that there'll be either that or this. So yeah, you know if they're coming into the room over here, which is called the copy room. So yeah. That's pretty much it. You can also play, like I said, you can always play here if you like. It's up to yourself. My preference will be this side. If you want, you can always test it. You can reinforce this side, and you can open this up if you like with your shotgun. It's up to yourself. And on the so yeah, that's pretty much it for WAMAI for upstairs. And yeah, like I said, try not to roam too far from your side because you have the discs. It helps your teammate as well. But at the same time, if you find the gap to make a play, then take it. Don't be afraid. Like I said, he's not a roam character. You have Vigil, Caviera. You have also, let me try to think who else. You have Mozzie as well. It's a good roam character. So yeah, that's it for my. We're gonna go downstairs for the last site, and I'll show you guys how to play with both sites as well. So yeah, let's get into it. So now we're gonna go down to cafeteria and garage, as WAMAI, of course, because this is the point of this whole video. Like I said, I will take the tutorial show again. Yes, I will involve the Nitro Cell in a second. Let's relax on that, Nitro Cell players. So this is pretty much the most common we can play as WAMAI / Jaeger on this side. It's just simple. What I will do, I will reinforce this side here. Reinforce this. You make head holes here, and you place an anti-playable shield right here. There we go. I wouldn't place it close to the wall here because for example, you have if someone tries to walk in, then you can always shoot them here. Rather going this off angle here, you can also shoot people here. So that's what we'll do, because you can't really actually do that playing close. If you do that, you can't really protect your right hand side as well. Yes, so it's not that great. So like I said, but if I was you guys, I would maybe take a step back. I do that myself always at the same time. I wouldn't go too far in. And I'll place my shield right here. So yeah, like I said, you just have a little gap here you can make. And yeah, that's what I'll do. Anyways, you place your disc down here on the side, whatever you want to do. And then yeah, there's another way you can play as WAMAI also. You can also always you place the purple shield right here. If it lets me, there we go. Right here, you have a rotate right into here. Then you reinforce that, of course, and then you can control all the angles to the door here. Not really, actually. You're pretty much protecting the main side for me. Also, if you're WAMAI's, and so I play WAMAI, of course. And yeah, that's pretty much how you play based on WAMAI. There's not much to it. As like I said, WAMAI is probably one of the easiest characters to play on the Siege at the moment. So I suggest to play WAMAI. And yeah, but let's get into the other roaming offside character, and we'll see how I do. So yeah, let's get into it. So now going down to again kitchen, cafeteria, and garage. For this one, you can definitely take another Nitro. So there's 2 ways I would play this on ranked. One way is to play backside, and the other one is to play upstairs. We'll do the backside first, for example. So before we do that, let's make a rotate quickly into here. quickly. And also let's make rotate over here, sorry, quickly. It goes over here. So this is what you can do. Also, I just thought about this there now. You can make headers right here. So what we'll do first is this. I will start off playing first of all a little bit deeper into the server area. For example, by the way, just to make sure you guys make sure to reinforce the wall up here. Just so you guys know, make sure to reinforce that wall here because you can because that's where they can enter from backside. The other way they can enter is through the hatches upstairs, so just this hatch over here or hatch over here also. So for first thing I'll do is I'll play in here, back of side here, protecting this door, trying to basically get pick off or something. If not, what I will do also is I'll reinforce this hatch and also play this angle here. Because basically what you can do is you can play, if you're getting too pressured, you can always just drop back, run back into here. And you can also go into here and play this area here also. So now just make sure watch out this backside area here. At the same time, you can take proximity alarms instead of the nitro cell, which up to yourself. And also at the same time, you can also run way back over here, rotate into here, and play this area here also at the same time. So it's up to yourself what way you want to play. This way is more safer, but at the same time, you can also play that way area over there. You can maybe not just rotate over here. You can just run it all the way back into here, and into here. You can play this area over here. You can play here, or you can play right over here also at the same time. That's where you can play backside, if I'm being honest. Because you have WAMAI is, like I said, one of the strongest characters to play as anchor at the moment alongside Smoke. Now the other way I'll play WAMAI is with upstairs. Is I'll go all the way over upstairs, and then if they're gonna play vertical upstairs, I will destroy this hatch over here. There you go. There we go. So you have control of this piano room. At the same time, make some other little vertical holes just in case, so you can kind of surprise them with any other attack. There we go. And also, for example, you can make over here as well. There we go. So you make different holes, angles just for your sake of it. And now the nitro cell, what does the nitro cell come and play with? There's no like meta of how to throw nitro or anything like that there, unfortunately. So basically all you're doing for nitro is just trying to get pick. Like I said, if they're pushing backside quite a lot, or you're being under pressure, you can always throw a nitro cell to the door, to the hallway, stuff like that there. So it's just, like I said, it's up to yourself at the end of the day. So for example, you throw nitro, if they're playing behind the server here, all you're trying to do is throw nitro over there. And then that's a terrible nitro, holy shit. But that's what I'm trying to say, try and throw a nitro right over there. Let me quickly do it if I can. So for example, you're running up, maybe make it a little bigger just so you can throw higher. And all you're doing, throwing that nitro over there, and then try and get picked like that there. And that's basically how to play WAMAI in Rainbow Six Siege. So yeah, pretty simple. Like I said, there's not much I can tell or guide you guys to this, because with Deimos it's more complex, with Smoke is more complex, with Grim is more complex. But for WAMAI, all you're trying to do is hold position, be an anchor, waste time for the attackers, and try to be aggressive with your picks also at the same time. So yeah, like I said, if you're if you're defending, anchoring, waste your time. Same with also roaming, waste time. But trying to roam too far away from your side, because like I said, the discs help you a lot for your team as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And now, just before I do for conclusion, where does WAMAI stand at the moment in terms of the pyramid of defenders? For example, we have A, B, C, D. At the moment, WAMAI, for me, is a B tier character now. He was a C tier, but now he's a B tier. The reason he's a B tier, I just believe his weapons are not as good as they could be other ones. For example, if he had a bandit gun, if he had a Jaeger gun, if he had also maybe, for example, he had with DMR, if you have the virtual gun, if you have the Legion gun. I mean, it's not a bad gun. It's not a bad gun. Maybe okay. Maybe say it's A. Let's say it's A. We're gonna say it's A because also for Fight is super shoddy, also for Natural to Purple Shield, and also he has the disc, which is now quicker to activate, and also it's quicker to regenerate. So yeah, but like I said, WAMAI at the moment will probably be one of the strongest defenders and probably the most overpicked defenders in the game. So make sure to run WAMAI for your team. Try him out. If you don't like him, then don't play him at the same time. And if you're thinking about going WAMAI, buy him. It'll be useful to your team. Play him. You might not be good at first, but trust me, you'll get better over time. So yeah. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit the like button and make sure to subscribe. Also, if you want any other videos like this type of videos, please leave it down in the comments down below of any other operators you want to do. And also, I made other different operator videos like Grim, Smoke, and Demos. And also, I'm to improve your aim also on Siege. So make sure to check them out. Have a lovely day, guys. Take care. Goodbye. Peace. Love you all. Bye bye.